Hello and welcome back. Today I am going to show you how to assemble these makeup palette gift card holders. This will be part 2 of part 1, so be sure to check out part 1 on the customization and design of these palettes. If you're not already, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with a friend, as it really does help keep my channel running. So for supplies, you'll need a green or blue cutting mat, your PDF printables, which we printed and designed in part 1 with the registration lines, a scoring stylus or scoring wheel, I'm using a scoring stylus, a brayer tool, a high heat hot glue gun, and I'm using a glue gun with this precision tip, and lastly some ribbon about 3/8 inch. So the first thing that we're going to do is adhere our design onto our mat, and I'm just using the brayer tool to help get any air bubbles out, and then load it into our machine and hit go. The machine will start to read the registration lines and start to score, and then after it's done scoring, it will begin to cut. So just make sure that you load your scoring wheel or your scoring tool into your machine. The scoring stylus will be loaded into clamp A and the scoring wheel into clamp B. And then after, we'll just remove it from our mat and then do the same thing with the other two printable designs. Then once everything is cut, you'll have 4 pieces. You'll have the top or the front of the palette, the bottom or the inside of the palette, and then the 2 mirror pieces. So to get started on the folding of the front of the palette or the top box, all of the score lines are going to be mountain folds. So if you don't know what mountain folds are, it's basically just folding all of the score lines downwards or away from you and creating little mountain peaks. So I'll just go ahead and stop talking and let you watch me fold the front of the palette or the top box now. And I do want to quickly mention that this piece does have 2 score lines that need folded right at the hinge, so you want to make sure that you don't miss one of those lines. And if everything is folded correctly, this is what it should look like. So now I'm going to start off by gluing the sides together by gluing each of the tabs on top of each other and applying pressure. And then just repeating to the other side. And a tip that I want to mention is just make sure that the corners of the sides are lining up and that you're using the table as almost like a level so that the box doesn't become warped. So now I'm bending back part of that hinge because the bottom part of the hinge we need to glue to the box itself, but the top of the hinge we're going to leave out and glue that to the bottom box later. So don't glue that part down. Just glue the inside of the hinge to the box itself. And as you can see, you'll still have the top tab of the hinge sticking out. Next, we'll be gluing the mirror sleeve to the inside of the front of the palette by adding a tiny bit of glue right on the edge of the top, the side, and the bottom of the front of the palette, just ensuring that we don't glue up the side with the half circle because that's where our gift card will be sliding in and out from. Now for the bottom box or the inside of the palette, you're pretty much just going to repeat the same exact steps with folding that we did for the top box or the front of the palette. Everything is going to be, once again, a mountain fold, so you're just going to be folding everything away from you or downwards. The only thing that is really different with this bottom box or the inside of the palette is that it doesn't have a double score line on the hinge like the front or the top box of the palette had. And this is what your bottom box or the inside of the palette should look like once it's all folded. And now it's time to glue, and everything is going to pretty much be the exact same way that we glued the front of the palette, just making sure that all of your corners are lining up and that you're using the table as a guide or a level to make sure that when you're gluing everything, it's laying flat and it's not warping at all. And once complete, you'll have the top or the front of the palette with the mirror, and then the bottom or the inside of the palette with all of the eyeshadow colors. And now we just have to attach the front of the palette to the inside of the palette, making sure that both of them are facing the correct way. And then we're just going to use that tab on the hinge of the front palette to attach to the inside of the palette. So just place it down on the table and then apply some glue to the tab and attach it to the inside of the palette. And then that will allow us to open and close like a real makeup palette. Then the last thing that we have to do is attach the gift card to part of that mirror sleeve, and then I just take a little bit of ribbon and cut it off, make it into a little loop and attach some hot glue to it, and then flip that mirror piece backwards and attach it to the back of that mirror piece so that you can easily use the ribbon to pull the gift card in and out from the mirror envelope. Then after you're done, you'll just slide it into that mirror envelope piece on the top inside of the front of the palette. And then you'll have something like this. And don't forget to check out part 1 of these makeup palette gift card holders if you haven't already. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below so that I can answer. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with a friend who you may think would enjoy this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!